Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to video 6. So today I thought I would eat breakfast with y'all, even though by the time I upload this it probably will not be breakfast time anymore. That's kind of why my voice sounds like groggy, because I just woke up not that long ago. But yeah, I'm gonna eat breakfast with y'all and we're gonna talk about some COVID-19 conspiracy theories. This is my breakfast. Make it look like it's actually good to eat. Let's see, because I've never tried eating this before. This is a new recipe I'm trying. I say recipe, all I did was put peanut butter and jelly between 2 waffles, so I guess it's not really that complicated. We're gonna start with some good-ass conspiracy theories. The first conspiracy theory that I want to talk about is that people believe COVID-19 escaped from a Chinese lab. So a lot of people think this could be plausible because Wuhan does have a virology institute where they have been studying coronaviruses for a while. But this is actually okay, so the virology institute is true. It is there, and I went on their website. So I went on their website or whatever, and I literally just searched in, here, there we go, coronavirus. And this popped up. It was back in 2016 though, so I don't really know if they still have things like this now. So yeah. And actually one of the doctors, her name is Shi Li, was legitimately concerned that this could have been a possibility. She was like, oh shit, did something escape from our lab? However, none of the viruses in the lab matched the sequencing of COVID-19. So there is no scientific proof that it came from this lab. And honestly, many people just believe that this rumor is true, just because it justifies being racist towards a certain group of people. And my opinion, it's false.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
I think it's not true. And I think it's giving people a reason to be racist. Which brings us to our second conspiracy theory, that China created COVID-19 as a biological weapon. So a lot of people just think it was created intentionally, I guess, for the army or something. And this has gained an exceptionally large following, particularly because of the US Senator Tom Cotton. Ew, this one's brown. Should I eat this one? Oh, no, I'm not gonna eat that. That looks nasty. He has been making a lot of accusations about it. He really believes that this is a bioweapon. However, this theory has been scientifically proven false. Once again, as I previously said, there are no viruses that match the sequence of COVID-19 in Wuhan's virology lab, so there's no way that they were trying to develop a biological weapon from it. And literally, this is what I find the most ridiculous about this conspiracy theory, is that people have literally groups of people have filed lawsuits against China because this is how strongly they believe that it is a biological weapon. And my opinion, again, it's false.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
Why would China set a biological weapon on its own population, which has caused the country to lose tons of money, spend tons of money, and lose businesses? Does that add up in any form? So, moving on to conspiracy number 3. This conspiracy theory is that the US military imported COVID-19 into China. And this was like kind of a reaction to the rumors that have been circulating against China. So this was kind of a reaction to people saying like, oh, like COVID-19 is a bioweapon. Oh, COVID-19 was like escaped from a lab. And this was originally spread by Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Li Jian. Oh my god. This was more used for like domestic propaganda than anything else. But I can tell you from at least what my friends have said in China, they don't believe this conspiracy theory at all. And they honestly blame the Chinese government more for anything else. Like, I know a lot of people right now who are angry at the Chinese government, like Chinese people who are angry at the Chinese government, for not like being fast enough at like responding to the outbreak. So again, like I don't think this one's true either.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
Biologically, there is no proof that the virus originated anywhere else but China, I guess. But like the thing is, this rumor, it just adds more strain to like the US-China relationship, to be honest with you. And it also gives Trump like more of a reason to blame China, because he can say, well, they blamed us, so we can blame them.
China and others have criticized you for using the phrase Chinese virus. How do you feel about that? Are you going to continue using that phrase?
Well, China was putting out information which was false, that our military gave this to them. That was false. And rather than having an argument, I said, I have to call it where it came from. It did come from China. So I think it's a very accurate term. But no, I didn't appreciate the fact that China was saying that our military gave it to them. Our military did not give it to anybody.
And then it's kind of just like watching two toddlers fight after that. So the next conspiracy theory I like to talk about is 5G internet or whatever service. A lot of people think that COVID-19 is being spread through 5G. Does not make sense to me at all. First off, it's biologically impossible for a virus to like spread using an electromagnetic spectrum. But this theory has been spread by a lot of famous celebrities, which is kind of why it's like taken off a little bit more. And this has even led like cell phone towers to be burned down. To be burned down. Like, okay, if y'all want to be stuck in your house without service, then that's on you. Like, I'm gonna be chilling here with my 4G, like, but it's like, also, it's not even surprising that a lot of like anti-vaxxers believe this. They apparently think that it's because of electromagnetic radiation. I'm like, whatever, that is ridiculous. Also, like, what about 4G? Like, where were y'all when 4G happened, and why weren't you, like, worried that this might, like, 4G might cause, like, health concerns? Like, it does not, if you're gonna have, like, a view like that, it has to be consistent. Like, man, I'm not, like, it does not make sense. Also, like, why is the virus spreading in, like, countries that don't have 5G internet then? Like, why? Like, that just, it does not add up. Like, it simply does not add up. This one, it just does not make any sense, and it does not add up.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
Also, fun fact, ultraviolet waves from the sun. Ooh, I just got jelly on my leg. Ultraviolet waves from the sun are many thousand times more harmful than 5G, but you don't see people, like, stopping sunbathing, you know? So you don't see these celebrities, like, not out in the sun sunbathing. Also, I'm sure y'all have already seen this picture, but here it is just for reference. Moving on. The next conspiracy theory conspiracy theory is that GMOs are to blame.
GMOWTO G.I. Joe OMG.
Honestly, at first when I saw this, I was like, I mean, it took me a minute to like really think about it, like, because I was like, oh, GMOs, like companies, things like that. I was like, they're not great. Like, maybe they could have had some like part in this. Not to say like I hate GMOs. Like, I think like the literal tomato, like the literal fruit, vegetable, animal, whatever, fine. But it's like the companies and the destruction of like forests that agricultural companies do that causes epidemics and pandemics like this. But like, the thing is, that's not the conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory is that like the genes of GMOs alters our genes, which has been proven like scientifically false.
What kind of health problems does GM food cause?
I see. I don't even want to act like I know a whole bunch. I know that they're no good, and I know Monsanto is evil.
Actually, as far as I know, there's only been one long-term study done, which I couldn't tell you who did it or anything, but that study showed that, I forget what that one exactly showed.
That cannot happen.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
And GMOs in and of themselves are not bad. What's bad are the companies that are in control of them and how companies use them to gain political power and power over local farmers. GMOs might actually be able to play a part in like helping like people around the world have sources of food. So I just don't think it's like, I don't think GMOs are bad. The next conspiracy theory is that COVID death rates are inflated. This theory just essentially gives people like the reason to not follow the stay-at-home order, not care about literally anything that's going on. And this theory has been spread by this doctor named Annie I want to say Bukaki. That's not how you say her name. Annie Bukakek. I don't know. Man, I'm not saying it right. Definitely not. Which for the record, she's not even like a doctor. She's actually just an anti-vaxxer, an anti-abortion activist. No surprise there. I mean, to be quite frank with you, it's a lot more like likely that we actually are not counting all the deaths. Like, I'm not even joking when I say the WHO is constantly updating its website on like what falls under a death caused by COVID-19, because we have been undercounting like the entire time that this has been going on.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
And also, this lady, you think just because you dress like a doctor means you are one? Like, that's not how it works, honey. This one is honestly one of my favorite conspiracy theories. This is so funny. Like, there's so much to it, and it's so hilarious to me. But, people think it's a plot, like, that COVID-19 is a plot by Big Pharma. AKA pharmacies, pharmaceutical companies. Which this conspiracy theory pretty much just originated from anti-vaxxers. And the reason why is there's essentially a decent amount of anti-vaxxers who try to disprove that, like, scientifically proven medicine doesn't work. So they can sell their own home-based, like, cures. And a lot of people who have tried to sell fake cures for things online have actually gotten themselves banned from Google. Yeah, like, banned from Google, which I didn't even know could happen. Like, personally, I just thought, like, anyone could go on Google and say shit, to be honest with you. And an example of this is Alex Jones. I think we all probably know who he is at this point.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
He literally got himself banned from Google for spreading misinformation and trying to sell his homemade cures, which he said can cure COVID-19. And get this. This is what I think is the funniest part. It comes in toothpaste form. He literally claims that his Super Blue brand of toothpaste kills the whole SARS corona family at point blank. This is a quote. Oh my god. I don't even think this dude knows how the coronavirus works.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
Oh man. So, let's take a look at the toothpaste. The fact that this is non-chloride just makes it 10 times more funny to me. Okay, but speaking of vaccines, let's start with a new conspiracy theory about vaccines. This one has been in the news a lot lately. I'm sure y'all have all heard of it. I can barely even say the name of it, but we're gonna go with it. So, hydroxychloroquine. Opinions? Thoughts? Now, this whole topic about hydroxychloroquine is a lot more complicated in my opinion than the rest of these conspiracy theories. First off, what is hydroxychloroquine? Well, it's an immunosuppressive drug and an anti-parasite, and it treats and prevents malaria, lupus, and arthritis. You also need a prescription to acquire it. So, we're gonna go and we're gonna talk about what's the WHO standing on hydroxychloroquine. I got this from their website. I'll link it down below. But they said they're following the trials being conducted with it, but there is insufficient evidence that it works in treating COVID-19. Or preventing COVID-19. And they say if you ingest high dosages of it, that you can cause seriously adverse health outcomes. And I mean, as most of us know, Trump and Fox News were active supporters of it. And
the FDA also gave emergency authorization for hydroxychloroquine. We're having some very good things happening with it. It's shown very encouraging, very, very encouraging early results.
let me tell you, once Trump endorsed, this drug, the popularity of it just went right up there. It spiked up there. And even Elon Musk was like, oh, we should look into this, it might be worth looking into. But now, VA studies came out showing that more people actually died from being treated with hydroxychloroquine than compared to those who were treated with standard care. But also the thing I have about this study is it wasn't really the best study. It was not randomized. It only consisted of men. So I mean, perhaps there should be a little bit more testing done, but I think there's enough proof to go there's not enough proof to go out and buy millions of pills or capsules of this, of hydroxychloroquine. I don't think that justifies it. You need to be spending your money on something better right now. I mean, Trump has already bought, 29 million capsules of these things.
We have purchased and we have stockpiled 29 million pills of the hydroxychloroquine. 29 million.
But since then, since the VA study came out, Trump has kind of toned it down on the hydroxychloroquine hype. And honestly, I have a lot more to say about it, and I mean a lot, but considering I don't want to make this video really super long, I would just go and read about it a little bit more because I think it's important to be following this stuff in the news, for sure.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
The last conspiracy theory I want to talk about, which is honestly the most ridiculous one, is that COVID-19 doesn't actually exist. So, y'all know how I just previously mentioned Alex Jones. Well, he actually claims that the coronavirus doesn't even exist, even though he's trying to sell a fake cure for it. In fact, people who do believe this theory actually believe that COVID-19 is just a plot to take their freedoms away. Interesting. Which, you know, this has influenced like a lot of stay-at-home act protests, which has actually caused people to get sick, unsurprisingly. And like, I don't understand how people can be like, 200 people may be dead, but yeah, everything's fine, like, everything's chilling, we're just gonna go out and protest, even though 200,000 people have died from this virus. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense!
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
So, I mean, that was the last conspiracy theory. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I don't know if this video taught y'all anything. I think for me, it just taught me that people are really fucking stupid. But, to believe, like, some of this stuff. But, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I still have not finished my breakfast, because I've been talking too much. So, I'm gonna dip, but I'll see y'all in the next video.